Brook Lopez got the ball, had an open look, and we need to call it what it is. Brook Lopez is a guy who, his stature in the league, isn't he still
the Nets all-time leading scorer?
But doesn't he have the most three-pointers made in Nets history too?
Yes.
I thought I saw that. I don't know that for certain.
I'll double check it.
Yeah.
I'm almost certain.
Dude has earned that over his career, that he is a reliable shooter and can shoot the three ball. And he was wide open.
Joe Harris passed him.
Joe Harris?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a guy who, but we knew that moment and what it was. And that look was to go to Dame to hit a three.
The play was designed for Dame off the DHO coming off the pin down. Again, Malcolm Brogdon did a fantastic job of completely playing the anyone but him coverage.
It was really well defended by Malcolm Brogdon.
I don't know. I wasn't able.
Suck when he's gone next week.
Well, and we are a week away from the NBA trade deadline. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit today as we get a little primer.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to ask Chauncey or Malk about that particular play, other than Chauncey said, Malk made a hell of a play, which I would imagine that was Malk maybe breaking off and just making a play, which Chauncey gives them the leeway to do, especially a guy like Malk. And if you're going to do it to somebody, it's to that guy. It's to Damian Lillard. You don't let him get into that going left, step back, fadeaway three, and you live with Brook Lopez. If Brook Lopez hits that three, you know what you do? You tip your cap because it wasn't that guy.
Yep. It's not the guy that you want to rip your heart out on his welcome home.
And it's not even just that. It's
that player.
Who's the guy who does that?
That guy.
That guy. And you want to put that pressure on the other guy. Like I still have no idea how the hell the ball was inbounded to Giannis Antetokounmpo when the Blazers did not have a foul to give. There's 4.6 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
And they inbounded Giannis, and I was either two or Malk was like, no, it was Jeremy. Immediately. I'm fouling. No, we're going to put you at the line, buddy.
Yes.
They count him off. He bricks the first. He intentionally misses the second. Done.
Hey, good on Rip City, too. Very first free throw of the game. You can get caught up in the emotions of it.
They went right into counting.
They went right to counting.
Caught all of us off guard.
That's some good fanning. Whoever did that.
Great job.
Applaud you.
Great job. I don't know if like the stunt team, they kind of lead the cheers and stuff like that. I don't know if they went around and was like, hey, we're going to do this, or if that was the group of guys that just got into it right at like they knew. But that's the kind of thing you usually see in the playoffs.
That was the only thing that seemed really loud on the broadcast.
And it was the last two times he went to the line, it was roaring through there.
Okay, but back to the larger question here. It wasn't just that final shot where Brook Lopez, got the ball, pump faked, still didn't pass it.
Took a step in and
took
let
the
it
shot.
go.
It looks like there is some frustration and lack of cohesion between he and Damian Lillard. Like the chemistry is just not there with those two guys.
And it's not just them, it's the entire team. And this is the crazy thing about this team. They have the second best offense in NBA history right now. And you wouldn't know it by watching them because they are clunky. And that is the main reason Adrian Griffin was fired. Because there is not, when we talk about the pecking order with the Blazers and the establishment, that is, in the last 3 weeks, that has been established. And there is a hierarchy now that makes sense. It's not this mess, which is why I think you saw.
Every good company has it.
Yes. And the hierarchy has not been established. And it's Giannis's team. And I will tell you unequivocally, Damian Lillard knows and respects that. He is, if anything, he is trying to fit in probably too much.
And that's one of the weird things. They have two of the most likable, charismatic people in the NBA, in Giannis and Dame.
And I think...
And the Lopez brothers.
And Giannis has won a title, and I think Giannis is hesitant because he wants to do it his way. This is not unique to Giannis. Anybody who's ever won a title, once they win one, I know how to do this. Whether it's Steph, whether it's LeBron, whether it's KD. Remember KD? I can go somewhere else and do this. I'm going to go to Brooklyn. I'll do it with James and Kyrie. I've won a title.
Wrong.
No. That's not how this works. And so that's the reason Doc was brought in. And I've been told from multiple people that Doc has already come in and ripped guys apart in film sessions, just in their couple of games, and taken some tape from previously and gone, this organization brought in Damian Lillard for the final 4 minutes of the game. Why is Damian Lillard? Why are you not getting Dame the ball? And that's not to say Giannis is the better player. Giannis is going to go down as a top 15 player to ever play this game.
Ever.
That is not what this is about. What this is about is the offense should start with a guy whose entire career has been predicated about being a number one offense unto himself. Having a healthy, functional Damian Lillard allows you the opportunity to have the best offense in the NBA. Just him.
He looks off.
It's nothing matches up. And
he looks off.
There is a hesitance, I think, from Giannis. I think there's a hesitance from Chris Middleton. I think there's a hesitance from Brook Lopez. And it's not all directed at Dame. And this is what always happens with every title contending team, is there are competing agendas, and not necessarily agendas that are selfish. Chris Middleton is trying to get healthy and find his way again after injuries and being in and out and being inconsistent. He's finally confident and healthy again. So he's trying to show, I'm still that guy that can be your Robin. But he's not he's not Batman or Robin, because it's Dame and Giannis. And I think that there's a little bit of push-pull there. Giannis doesn't want to cede the offensive control because, hey, we won a title with me as the offensive linchpin. We can do this. But that was pulling teeth.
Everything that you just laid out right there is why I believe Chris Bosh deserves way more credit,
all the credit in the world
than he has ever gotten in his career.
Seamless.
He was the guy in Toronto. He was the number one.
24-10.
And he went to a number 3, and he was a chameleon.
Mm-hmm. Did all of the dirty work for them defensively. Just fit in.
And that is not an easy thing, man.
Because these guys are all alphas.
Because
they're all there.
And when you think about, Boston's big 3, where Ray Allen, he was a shooter. He was a shooter, but he knew his place. He knew where his role was, and it wasn't when he came from Milwaukee, it wasn't that he's that number one.
He's not getting 26 a game anymore.
It was he was different than what Bosh is. I think what we have here in Milwaukee is a little bit more of that Miami pull for control, and nobody's sliding to the back as easily as Chris Bosh did.
Well, not only that, remember LeBron tried to get Spo out of there in Miami in the first year.
Oh, no way. LeBron James tried to get a coach out?
And what happened is Pat Riley said, get bent. That's not happening.
Yeah.
But that's because they had faith in Spo. Whereas the Bucks, it was very clear that they did not respect Adrian Griffin. And that's why they brought in Doc. Argue with the tactics and the process all you want. They are going to respect Doc, and Doc is going to tell them what is what. And he's going to go in that room and go, do you want to win a title or not?
Takes time.
Because this is what needs to happen. This guy needs to run the offense. You guys need to fall in line. You guys brought this guy in for the final 4 minutes every single night. And if you're not going to do that, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And that's really what the Bucks are going to have to work through over the next 2 weeks. And then let's see where they go. When it comes to talent and who I believe in most, I will take that Milwaukee Bucks team and roster at the top end over every other team in the league.
This is in the infancy. Well, they're back to November right now.
Mm-hmm.
They truly are.
It's a reset. It is.
They're truly back in November, where they are reestablishing the pecking order, who's in control, and Doc Rivers has got a task ahead of him. What's incredible about what they've been able to do, I mean, you said it. It's the second best offense in the NBA. And
in NBA history.
They are this clunky, and they're currently the 2 seed in the East. They are the 2 seed in the East.
It's a good problem to have.
And nipping on their heels is a team that had to go 14-2 in the month of January, the New York Knicks, who are still just
to catch back up.
That's where they've been.
It was the best month for the New York Knicks since 1994.
That's wild.
So it's a good problem to have, and that's why.
And you know what? I still hate John Starks 30 years later.
There you go. Right. So there you go, and it all comes full circle. It always comes back to John Starks. That's the saying, right?
God, I hated him.